Hello everyone and welcome to one of the last installments of our newbie guide tutorial series where we have been walking you through how to become experts at all things SNS domains. In today's episode we're going to be discussing domain records. Alright, I'm going to touch on what records are here in just a moment, but I think it actually might be helpful to take a look at a list of all the records that we have available to set on a domain, and to do that we need to navigate to our SNS.id profile. So let's go to SNS.id and connect our wallets, and to get to our profiles we're going to click on My Domains. Now, records are little bits of data associated to specific domains, so let's pick one that we want to set the records for. Let me scroll down and find one that I like. This one looks good. Alrighty, and if you scroll down just a bit in your domains details page, you can see that the records tab is the first one that's already been selected for you. But as I scroll through this, I think that you'll see there's a long list of records that you can set on your domains, and this is because we think records truly unlock the full potential of your domains, so there's a lot that we have made available to set for you. So for something like the social records here, you can bolster your on-chain identities by adding your social profiles to your domains, and partner DApps can take advantage of this functionality, for example, with rewards in the SocialFi realm. If I scroll further, we even have wallet addresses here that make transacting on-chain safer by adding resolution to maybe a cold storage wallet, which my colleague Celine will be touching on in the next video. If I keep scrolling down, and again, there's a long list as I mentioned, we even have web resolution records that allow you to resolve your Web3 domains to maybe a Web2 URL. I'm going to show you an example of that. I think that's really, really cool. So let's walk through the basics of setting a record. So let me start with a simple social record. I'm going to go ahead and add my Twitter. To add or edit records, you just need to click on this edit records button here. We've made it pretty straightforward for you. And let me add my Twitter handle, niftydegenerate, and click on save changes. You'll see a transaction approval message pop up. Just go ahead and approve the transaction. And now my Twitter handle has been associated with my domain, and partner DApps will be able to pick up on this immediately. As you can see in our link sharing application, my Twitter's already been added. If I click on this link out button here, it should go straight to my profile. How cool is that? Now, deleting records is just as easy. Just go ahead and click on edit records again, click on this trash icon, and approve the transaction. And your record will be deleted. No worries if you forget to do this before you sell or transfer a domain. With the introduction of Records v2, we've created a way for partner DApps to check the staleness of a record, meaning that they can check if a record was set from a previous domain owner, and if so, invalidate the record on their end. So speaking of Records v2, another really important feature that we released with it is the ability for partner DApps to verify the authenticity of a record. Now this obviously becomes really important when we're discussing something like wallet addresses. So we use on-chain and off-chain oracles to verify the ownership of a record, and in this way we can make sure that the record that you set actually belongs to you. So in the next video, we'll actually show you how you can sign and authenticate ownership of your wallet address records, and in that way improve the on-chain trust associated with your domain records. So setting most other records are going to follow the same process as I've shown you with the Twitter record, with the exception of records that you need to sign and verify ownership for, which we're going to touch on in the next video. But for good measure, let me show you one other record that I love setting. It's the URL record, and it's actually a bit unique, so let me walk you through it now. As we did previously, go ahead and click on Edit Records, and you're going to want to paste the full HTTP address of the URL that you'd like to set the record for. I'm going to do that and click on Save Changes, approve the transaction. Once the transaction is approved, you'll see that we've signed for the record, but record content ownership is not verified. Now, to prove the ownership of the URL and CNAME record for that matter, there's a bit of a unique process which I have outlined in detail in a previous video. I'm going to make sure to link it above. So partner DApps can choose to ignore or not acknowledge this record because it is not verified, but you can still actually use some of the web resolution functionality associated with the URL record, even if it is not ownership verified. So URL and CNAME records are really cool because they allow your SNS domain to resolve to a URL of your choosing in a browser. As you can see, I've entered 12960.sol into my Brave browser, which actually has native support for this. If I click enter, it should direct me to SNS.id, which is the URL record that I've set up. How cool is that? So as I mentioned, URL and CNAME records are a bit unique because you can verify the ownership of those records, but we have other web resolution methods as well. If you want to set a IPFS record, Arweave record, or Shadow Drive record, you can do so, and the actual resolution process is outlined on our guide at sns.guide. If you just go to the web resolution section, you can see sort of the hierarchy of how we decide where to resolve your domain. That's all there is to it, guys. I think you'll notice a theme with all of our videos on our platform in general. We try to make everything dead simple, but the functionality is really powerful. So the same goes for SNS records. I really hope you guys play around with them and take full advantage of the full potential of your domains. If you need help with any of this, or if you just want to chat, we're always available 24/7 on Discord or on Twitter. We even have a Telegram chat, so please reach out to us for support and we'll help you get set up with records or whatever else you're struggling with. Thank you so much. Until next time.